Alright, I was going to do a little video here on recent electric car sales in the United States. So, top 10 selling cars in 2017 in the US that are fully electric. The 10th best selling was the Tesla Model 3 with 1,772. 1,060 of those were in December because it took them a while to pick things up. Ninth was the Ford Focus Electric with 1,817. In eighth was the Kia Soul EV with 2,157. In seventh was the Volkswagen e-Golf with 3,543. In sixth was the Fiat 500e with 5,380 sold. In fifth was the BMW i3 with 6,276 sold. In fourth was the Nissan Leaf with 11,230. Now, this one's interesting because they've typically been selling around 20,000 or so cars a year consistently. But in 2017, they were getting ready to launch the 2018 Leaf, which they were making all the improvements with. So they didn't have as much inventory. They were planning on picking up, around September or whatever. That was the initial plan. So sales are going real good. And then in August it drops. Like they were selling like over 1,000 consistently, and then boom, they like dropped to 200, and then it was like even lower than that because they had ran out of inventory, and they took their sweet time getting the 2018 Leaf out. You'll even see that when I go on to the 2018 sales. So the third best selling car, fully electric in the United States in 2017, was the Tesla Model X with 21,315 sold. Chevy Bolt was number 2 at 23,297. I told you people want that range. And then number 1 was the Tesla Model S with 27,060 cars sold in 2017. So for 2018, so far, number 10 is the fully electric smart car. Sold 174 of those. Honda Clarity is 9th with 307 sold. The Volkswagen e-Golf is 8th with 376 sold so far. The Fiat 500e is 7th with 445 sold. Then you have a big jump in 6th up to the BMW i3, which has sold 1,005 so far. I see those all over the place. So here in Maui, there aren't nearly as many things. Like I've seen some Kia Souls and a Ford Focus here or there. Like you see things, but not very often. Mostly what you see are Nissan Leafs and BMW i3s. And then there are some Teslas too. We've seen some Model X's and some Model S's. They're not nearly as plentiful as the BMW i3s, and the Leafs are everywhere right now. And that's because that used market just made them so affordable. So anyways, 5th highest selling so far this year is the Nissan Leaf with 1,045, and 895 of those were sold last month because they only sold 150 in January because it was taking them a while to get them out here. And even 895 seems pretty low for the improvements. I'm expecting to see that pick up. We'll see if I'm right or not. So the 4th best selling car so far this year has been the Tesla Model X with 1,575 sold. 3rd so far has been the Tesla Model S with 1,925. So that's dropped, but it's probably because of the Model 3. Like people that would have been getting Model S's are getting Model 3s now, because even though it's cheaper and the S is supposed to be premium, it's probably like people are thinking with the price difference, the Model S doesn't offer enough to justify spending that much more. Plus, some people probably like that the Model 3 is smaller because that'd make it easier to maneuver and park and all that. So number 2 is still the Chevy Bolt with 2,601 cars sold so far. I said, people are loving that range. I really think Nissan should have made a longer range version. Definitely like their price point thing they're going for. So I'm not saying the 40 kilowatt doesn't have a place. They should have that, but people want that range, so they should have had a luxury 60 kilowatt or an upgraded 60 kilowatt. And the #1 selling car so far this year is the Tesla Model 3, and that's only because they're taking so long to make it. Like, this number I think would be a lot bigger if they would just make them faster. So far this year, they've made 4,360 that have been sold in the US. So the Tesla Model 3 kind of dragging its feet. Like, so far they've only sold 6,132. Hopefully they'll fix all the bottlenecks and really get those cranking out, because 500,000 reservations is a lot of orders to fill, and it's gonna take them forever at the rate they're going. So hope they pick it up soon.